Hi everyone, it's Fifi. If you've watched any of my other videos, you would know that if I'm narrating or talking in a video, then there will be a lot of facts and a lot of things going on. So today our video will be about some really crazy coincidences that cannot be explained. So let's just get started. First, this is Xiao Zhan. His name is written like this, Xiao Zhan. His parents wanted to name him Xiao Zhan, but thought that the character zhan is too hard to write, so they changed it to zhan. But in the Chongqing dialect, zhan is pronounced zhan, so let's just say that his name is Xiao Zhan. But his surname, xiao, is actually the simplified variant of the word xiao, so there's a possibility that his name could have been Xiao Zhan, written like this. Now, Xiao Zhan is an actual person in Chinese history. He was born in 501 AD and was the prince of a minor country, but was a bastard child kind of. So he had a pretty bad life and people kept trying to kill him. So in 525, when he was 24 years old, he fled to the country Beiwei. And despite being a low-status prince of another country, the emperor of Beiwei favored him. He rose up in the ranks and he even married the emperor's elder sister. The emperor's name is Yuanziyou. He was born in 507 AD in the city Luoyang. He became emperor in 528 when he was 21 years old. But then in 530, a political coup happened. Xiao Zhan was banished and he became a monk. The next year in 531, he died in the temple. Yuanziyou, on the other hand, was taken captive and he also died in a temple in 531. They were different temples, but they definitely both died in a temple in the same year. So the story ends in 531, but there are some details that we need to talk about. Historical records don't have a lot written about Xiao Zhan and Yuanziyou ever interacting with each other. But if you think about it, Xiao Zhan was a really disliked prince in his own country and he didn't have much power or anything, but he was still able to marry the elder princess of Beiwei. So I think this means that the emperor must have thought highly of him at least. Keeping that in mind, let's switch over to talk about a Chinese myth now. So some people, according to the myth, when they die, they refuse to forget about their past life because they want to remember their love and meet them again in their next life. So they burn a mark into their bodies and wait 1,000 years to reincarnate and meet their love again. This mark is known as the 苦情痣, literally translated to bitter love mole, and it's in the center of the back of your neck. Born around 1,000 years after Yuanziyou died, we have Wang Yibo, who has a mole on the back of his neck. And maybe you think that a mole isn't enough of a coincidence, but now let's go and review the details in the story. So, Xiao Zhan was born in 501. Xiao Zhan, someone who has almost the same name as him, was born in 1991. Xiao Zhan went to the country Beiwei when he was around 24 years old and his life completely changed. Xiao Zhan went to the city Beijing when he was around 24-25ish and his life also completely changed. Yuanziyou was born in 507 in the city Luoyang. Wang Yibo was born in 1997 in the city Luoyang. Yuanziyou became emperor when he was 21 years old. Wang Yibo, when he was 21 years old, he also had some major career changes. Xiao Zhan and Yuanziyou were 6 years apart. Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo are also 6 years apart. So, seeing all of these coincidences, I honestly can't think of an explanation other than maybe Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo are the reincarnations of Xiao Zhan and Yuanziyou. And this is actually taboo, forbidden to talk about in the Chinese fandom because it's so creepy, and also because Xiao Zhan and Yuanziyou kind of had a tragic end, because in 530, as I said, there was a political coup and Xiao Zhan was banished and Yuan Ziyou was taken captive, and then they died the next year. But you can look at it in a different way. So Xiao Zhan, when he was 29 years old, he went through all of that. He was banished and he went to a temple, he became a monk. Xiao Zhan in 2020, he's 29 years old, and he's also going through some extreme difficulties in his career and life. But I am certain that Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo, because they're in this new life, they won't follow the steps of their past lives. And I'm sure that next year when Xiao Zhan is 30 and when Wang Yibo is 24, they will be able to come out of these crises and be stronger and better than before. And if the mole on the back of Wang Yibo's neck really is the bitter love mole, then I really hope that he can find the true love that he's waited 1,000 years to find. And I really hope it's Xiao Zhan.